Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited for our guest today. Her name is Cindy Lee, and she is the founder of the National Bucket List Day. Uh-oh, we're going to find out what that's all about, okay? She's a spark. I can assure you of that. From the moment I met her, I was like, who is that Spice? Okay, she ignites dreams within all of us. In addition to that, she is a podcast host herself. She has a podcast for entrepreneurs and she has a podcast for traveling. All right. So without further ado, we are going to jump right in. Welcome aboard, Cindy.
Well, aloha. How are you, dear? Been a minute.
Doing well. How are you?
Well, my dream, my bucket list dream actually is to get on TEDx stage and talk about the value of the bucket list.
Oh, wow. I love it.
That's my biggest dream. That is
Oh,
my
I
biggest
love
dream.
that. I love that. Yeah. So that is like, that's on your bucket list.
It is. So
All
becoming
right,
the
young.
founder of National Bucket List Day was a dream. And actually coming up in Las Vegas, I'm an aviation podcaster as well. On my travel podcast, I interview aviators. And on the 4th, I get to meet the entire team of the US Thunderbird. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
always a party. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Just trying to keep up with you. Okay, so slow us down because folks don't know you yet. So I want to
Exactly.
make sure they know exactly who you are and how you contribute to business owners and making this, just making their lives easier, making them have their dreams come true. Okay, so kind of slow walk us. Tell us what got you started in the first place.
Well, actually, when I was 16 years old, I sent a wedding card to Princess Diana and Charles. And I just found out about 3 years ago that the day of her wedding was my 16th birthday, and I turned 60 this year. So she's
Oh.
part of my story. It all began when I was 16 years old. And then
Mm,
about 10 years after that, I started implementing gratitude gift services
mm,
into appreciating people. Also,
mm,
at that time, I had a housekeeping and a personal chef business. So when
mm,
people would schedule a meeting with me, I would do a card. For instance, when I go on a podcast or vice versa, and just different ways to follow up. And when I did a catering event, I would send a big card, like 8.5 by 11 greeting card of all the
mm.
different memories that they created. It just goes
Wow.
back to the lost art, and that's sending someone a gift in the mail that really makes them smile. Because we
Yeah.
open up emails, but literally, if someone opens up a gift, that's 100% open rate versus, the
Mm.
emails. And the email is
Oh,
some really
yeah.
great marketing. I talk about it in my upcoming book, but it's all about relationships and letting people know that we care about them.
Oh, wow. So you have a book coming up. Tell us about that.
Yeah. I have two. So my ebook is Pursuing Your Bucket List, and that's going to talk about how you should start your bucket list in your late teens. And that probably within the next year or two will be an actual book. But my networking book is called Growing Your Business Through Referrals. And I actually teach you how to give those referrals. I teach you how to build those relationships online. And we've all gotten that email or that message from LinkedIn, and it's an 8 paragraph dissertation on why we need to click. No, it's about the
Mhm.
relationship. And one of the things I talked about in the meeting a couple hours ago, I was on a Zoom meeting, and I talk about the power of a walk and talk. So get off social media, meet in person. I live right near Newport Beach and Huntington Beach, and just yesterday
In
got
California. Yeah.
together. Yes, I got together with a couple of my friends. One was a photographer, another one was a small business owner, and one of them was a travel agent of that's in my company that's a couple hours away. Oh, actually about 3 hours away. And we got to experience a dolphin excursion because on
Mhm.
the 14th of April is National Dolphin Day. So
Oh,
just a
wow.
way to get out and experience and get to know people,
Yeah.
just see the beautiful water, talk about great stories. And that is really how you build relationships is through creating
Mhm.
experiences together.
Oh, yeah, I see. And that's good for business?
It definitely is, yes.
How so?
For instance, you can use the National Day calendar as a way to leverage. So, for
Mm.
instance, say National Pizza Day. So, who do you know here that's in your audience that sells life insurance? So, on National Pizza Day, they can do a customer appreciation party. This
Oh,
actually has happened here in Southern California. The gentleman hired someone to do sushi, a mobile sushi company. So people come, brought donuts, different companies. There was a wine company there and also a mobile pizza company there.
wow,
It's a
yeah.
great way to get everyone together, creating experiences. And the National Day calendar is a big part of my life. I started sharing national holidays back in 2014. And in 2020, I reached out to them to see if they have an ambassador program. So at that time, I just started sharing all these different national holidays. And once I started building rapport with the staff and the owners of the holiday, national holiday. So why not have my own national holiday? So I decided I'm going to have a national networking day. They said, "Oh no, National Bucket List Day is taken. You're a bucket list coach. Why not buy this national holiday?" And I said, "Let's just do it." So
Mm.
2023, every year on April 24th, we have a different holiday celebration.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. I hope y'all are taking notes. So, one of the essence of what she's saying, one of the keys is relationships. And she's not saying DM somebody, y'all. She's saying walk and talk, get connected in real life. And that's the beauty because COVID is over, which is how you and I actually met. So there were some blessings through that storm. But now that COVID is pretty much over, we can get out, we can connect on a human to human level. I love it. And you're doing some powerful stuff with
Oh,
them.
thank you.
Wow. Yeah, that is so cool. So tell me, because like in this particular show, our audience, right? They're real people and they have real challenges. Can you share with the audience one of the biggest obstacles that you overcome in your business, that you overcame in your business?
FEAR. So what is the whole meaning behind fear? Is it forget everything and run?
I
It
like that.
rise. Yeah, so that's really the key. I'm afraid of the stage and I'm writing two books and I'm going to get myself on stage. And I think the most fearful thing is going to be able to get on that stage I talked about earlier, and that's at TEDx. Because the
Mm-hmm.
founder of National Day Calendar, and I will send you the video a little bit later. He was on the TEDx stage. I believe it was in Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay. Mhm.
So
So what?
fear is a big.
So because you haven't done that one yet, what's one that you have overcome already? So that for our listeners, so that they can also know that they too can overcome. Can you think of any that you've already overcome?
100% being a podcaster. So a lot of people are afraid,
Ooh.
I don't want to do a video. I'm going to be horrible. And it goes to the mindset. So we all heard about can't, but just imagine removing the apostrophe T and say, I can do this, I can do that, and create I am statements because I am statements are so powerful that they're going to actually train your subconscious mind. Say you wanted a beach house or say you wanted a brand new car or a brand new house. If you constantly are verbalizing that in your head, not just thinking about it, but verbalizing it every single morning and evening, you're going to see a lot of your dreams come to
Mhm.
fruition.
That is powerful. I hope y'all got your pens and papers out. And also, I hope that you have your bucket list too. If you don't, you can see she said, look, we're a little late for that teenage stuff, right? But some of us have teenagers, so we can get them started. In the meantime, since you didn't get it then, the best time is now. So start to write down your bucket list. I love it. Like you're full of items on a bucket list. And better than that, you're actually pursuing them. So,
And
so
we have
powerful.
different types of bucket lists. And I consider a bucket list as a goal. Like we have daily, weekly, monthly. What are you doing in the next 5 years?
Yes.
And there's the business bucket list. So you want to be a podcaster, you want to write, you want to attend a Tony Robbins seminar. It's not just travel, there's a whole gamut of things that you can do to
Yeah.
knock off your list. And a
Right.
lot of us are afraid that we're going to fail. But guess what? We have to fail before we succeed. That's actually a really good thing is when you're failing. You're going to fail, fail,
Mm.
fail, and then next thing you know, you're succeeding in that business.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how those rockets go, y'all. Fail their way to the top. Really, really powerful. Yeah. So you were able to overcome that. And you've been a podcast host. I mean, some people just getting with it. I know we're a new show, but you have been a podcast host for years now. So you were one of the leaders in the pack. So yeah, y'all hear that? And we talk about, we talk about how fortunes are made. And I often remind my audience that, nowadays media plays one of the major roles. Anybody can literally like have a platform now, which is really powerful. I know you talked about your fear of getting on stage, but you're really already doing the darn thing through the podcast. So if you've been holding back, listen to what Cindy is
Right.
telling you and step into action.
And one thing I want to mention, if you want to get to media, you want to get on TV, it's
Mhm.
not about the press release, it's about the story. Because producers want to hear
Mhm.
your story. What's going to resonate with the audience?
Yeah.
That's super crucial. And
Mhm.
I talk about in my book, actually, my PR manager has a whole section in my book where we talk about how you could get yourself out in the media and the importance of telling your story.
Oh, that's so powerful. And I think a lot of people forget about that. They're so busy trying to do those Facebook posts. But the truth of the matter, y'all, we still do need PR. Like some things are good things. It ain't never going away. You might have more of like digital PR nowadays, but it is important. And I love what you said, like focus on the story. Because what it's really about is not about me, and I, but it's about how you can be of service to others. So I love that. PR, yeah. Telling your story. Really powerful.
Exactly. And a lot of people, like I could say I'm the best travel agent in the world and the best podcaster in the world,
Yeah.
but it's what the people that I mentor, my travel agents that I mentor, and my clients or people who
Mhm.
hire me to send cards and gifts, it's what they're saying, not what I'm saying. So that's really
Yeah.
something really important that your audience should resonate as well, is
Mm.
get those video testimonials. You can create a Google page for nothing and you
Okay.
could do your video testimonials. I believe it's up to 30 seconds. You can
Mm.
have written testimonials. And as an entrepreneur, how you're going to grow in your business is by talking about other people. So you can do
Mm.
a review for free, you could do a video review for free or a written review for free. And
Yeah.
that's really another biggest tip I want to say is how you can grow your business is by thinking of other people first. I spend about 20 hours a week calling someone, just seeing if I could get them a referral, who's
Yeah. Yeah.
looking for that
Yeah.
particular day.
Yeah,
So
I will tell you. I've known Cindy for about 5 years now, and
yeah.
she's all about it. She's so resourceful and helpful. So what she's saying, y'all, she actually lives it. She's always just an amazing help, even when you don't ask. And so just a breath of fresh air when everybody's out for themselves and like take. Cindy is very generous. So I love these tips that you are sharing with the audience. Now, Cindy, do you have a particular framework or system that you use with your coachees or clients?
As far as what type of clients, the travel or the
Yeah, like the ones you were just talking about. Yeah.
about the travel. For my agency, I have an onboarding system. So I teach my agents
Mm.
everything. We have to have a system. So I actually have an onboarding system. I have a binder that they download
Mhm.
and they start getting trained. I teach them strategy. So strategy is super important in our
Yes.
industry. And then they get trained by different vendors. But
Okay.
the key is to also send somebody a gift in the mail. How I talked about my gratitude service
Oh,
I started, in the early 90s. It's
mhm.
so important. One of the calls I was on earlier today, we actually talked about masterminding and different tips and helping
Mhm.
people in that particular group.
Yes.
It's just key to think outside of the box when you're marketing yourself
Mm.
and just finding collab partner. So having a collab partner is really crucial also.
Mm.
So that's how you're going to grow in your business. So it's kind of like you have your own sales team, so to speak. But
Oh, I see.
people,
Okay.
they're strategic partners or people that you build a know, like, trust, and relationship with. And another really important thing that I want your audience to know, it's
Yeah.
all about know, like, trust, and remember.
Ooh, I
So
hope
at the end of
that.
your life, when you kick out to the next chapter, how are you being remembered?
Mm.
That's that's super key. That's one of the things I learned in BNI many years ago.
Yeah. And if for those of you who don't know, BNI is a major network group. And is it throughout the country or is it international at this point?
Yes, they just hit 40 years. I was talking to the founder, Ivan Meisner, the other day,
Mhm.
and he couldn't believe that I'm 60 years old and that I've been
I
following.
know you look great.
Yeah.
That shocked me. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I've been following the BNI
Yeah,
brand
yeah,
since I was
yeah.
in my 20s. So I believe November they just hit their 40 years, and they're saying is giver's gain. So
Mm.
be the giver first
It
before
was
you're the
game.
getter. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so powerful. Not just know, like, and trust, but be remembered, y'all. Make that impression. First impressions are like the last. And so I love that. And like you said, being of service to others. Yeah, people don't forget that. I think Mary Kay has a quote about that. Like,
Mhm.
people will remember how you made them feel. So very, very important. Really
Maya
powerful.
Angelou.
Oh my gosh, how did I mix that up? Mary Kay got a similar thing, but yeah, Maya
Yeah.
Angelou. What does it say? Read that for us.
I learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Look at that. She got it right there. Tell me this is not insane. I love it. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Maya Angelou, on point, on point. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Tell me, Cindy, what do you feel are the top two things that keep people stuck, like when it comes to their business?
Number one, believing the naysayers.
Uh-oh. Tell us about it. Hmm.
So if you believe when I first started my travel business and the name that I picked, Bucket List Coach, so
Mhm.
several different friends of mine and even family members said it's never going to work. It's never going to work.
Ooh. Mm,
And that
mm.
was, yeah, 2018. Now we're here in what, 225. And
Yes,
I
7 years.
have a very lucrative business. I'm the top onboarder in our company, and it's
Mm,
a traditional host business. Yeah, so naysayers, there's going to be people who don't believe in you, and d just remove yourself from those type of
mm,
people.
mm.
So there's some people here for a reason, and some people are here for a season. So definitely keep your reason friends. And as we get older, we're going to have a smaller circle. You just want to be surrounded by people who build you up. And the five people that you hang around, that's the type of person you're going to come. Start hanging around people who have more than you, and you get to mimic what they're doing, and that's who you're going to become.
Yeah, I
Everything
love
is
that.
all
So,
mindset of what you tell your mind, it's
yeah.
always going to come back in that way.
Oh yeah, yeah. I hope y'all got number one and y'all writing, y'all taking notes. Drop the naysayers like a bad habit. All right, what's number two, Cindy?
Number two,
The thing that keeps people stuck when it comes to their business.
self-doubt.
Self-doubt. Tell us about it.
Yes, so in your head, get out of your head,
Mm,
meditate, tell yourself what you want, and you're going to wake up one day and you're going to realize, wow, where my life gone? Like there's two reasons that people mark off a bucket list. One, they're 90 years old and like, oh my Lord, there's things I want to do over the last 30 years.
mm,
And number two, like me, I had a very serious health condition and I
mm.
realized that I was existing in my life and I wanted to start
Yeah.
living. So
Oh,
go and create those experiences. And one of the things you should never say is, I am broke and I can't do it. Like I talked
uh-oh.
about earlier,
Ooh,
moving that apostrophe T. If you say
ooh.
I'm broke, guess what? You're always broke.
Hmm. Uh-oh. She gave us
Words
two,
are
but she
powerful,
skipped the
guys.
number three. Yeah. Number one, get out of your head, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, just get out and just get into action. I love it. Like, my word for the year is actually pursuit. And you are talking all about the action. It's not about dreaming. It's not about thinking about it. It's not about planning to infinity. It's about stepping into action. I love it. I love it. But then she dropped some more spice. The only way that Cindy Lee knows how. And she said, be careful of the tongue. Don't be talking about you, broke. And it's important because the brain doesn't even register the negative part of it. Right. So if you say, I'm not broke, you don't even, you want to remove broke from your vocabulary. I love that, Cindy.
There's
Thank
so
you
many
so
words to
much.
remove from your vocabulary. Fine.
Mm.
You never want to say fine. Oh, fine.
Find.
You
Okay.
never want to say never.
Never.
Definitely don't say sorry, not sorry. Well, yeah, a lot of people, and it depends how you take it, but a lot of
Yeah.
times if someone needs a resource and, because I have a lot of resources for people,
Mhm.
they'll say, oh, Cindy, I got it. Never mind. And I'm like, "Ah." Yeah, so never mind can be taken different, like from you or
Mhm.
from myself or from my friend Sally. But
Yes.
if you're texting someone and you say never mind, to me, that's
Mm.
not a word that you should say to that person because
Mm.
they may misunderstand that it's being real. Like, never
Right.
mind, you know. So a lot of words are really important. So, and we talk
Yeah.
about that in my book, like the different
Mhm.
words are going to be powerful to others and other words that aren't going to be powerful. And
Yeah.
definitely the big buzzword now, everyone's saying sorry, not sorry. Yeah, you don't need to say that.
Okay. Oh, wow. I love it. Now, before we go, is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience?
Just be real, be raw.
Mhm.
And when you're posting on social media, just think of ways that you could build others up. When someone posts about a certain topic, even if it's about political, don't go into that. And, you know, a lot of people will have a rant back and forth. If there's something you want to talk about, you could talk about it publicly and then find ways to share other people's product. If you are
Okay.
following this podcast, please go to her site or to her Facebook page and post a review. Let people
Mhm.
know about what she's doing here. Montrella is absolutely amazing. She's someone you need to have in your sphere of influence. And if you don't, then really think about having her in your sphere because having a good sphere of influence is key to being a connector.
Thank you. Thank you. Any tips for them to fulfill their bucket list?
Just start doing it and get your children out in the community. If you have small children, start doing a beach cleanup. If you're in a beach community or a park, we have a lot of great holidays coming up on the National Day calendar. You could just check out nationaldaycalendar.com. I believe Earth Day is the 20 or 22nd of
Mm,
April. And then to get more in depth with getting involved in the community, go to the National Day calendar and look for different national holidays that are around food. I
mm.
actually was able to get a local taqueria's business
Oh,
going. They were
oh.
about to lose one of their restaurants, but we did a special article with one of my friends at the LA Times. And
Oh,
because of
wow.
that LA Times article, they were able to keep that restaurant open. So if you love
Wow.
tacos, you love any kind of food, look at National Day Calendar, and that's a way for you to leverage your business and pay it forward to that person who has that small business.
Yeah.
Supporting small.
Love that. I love that. That's really powerful. They say feed them and the people will come. I love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing. Well, Cindy, you are so awesome. Thank you for all
Yeah,
the service and the empowerment and just really living by the example. We appreciate you. We're going to have you come back again soon. Take
thank you.
care,
Thank you.
y'all.
All right. Bye bye.